Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to declare the fourth Unplugged event open. This is the first one where I've actually made notes so that I say the right things.
Oh, wait, notes not on my map?
So, I have a really easy job. I have to just try and coordinate and organize and keep things moving along. And some of the things we've learned previously have been, there are little techniques that seem to help our speakers. So one of them I just want to make you aware of so you don't get alarmed, which is one of us will always be standing to one side with countdown times. 10 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, 1 minute to go, get off. Now we do this in a spirit of good humor just to make sure we can cover a really full day of content. So we really hope our speakers, who are all volunteers and here willingly, will tolerate this abuse. And we hope it'll help to keep things moving along and keep your interest. But equally, we want you to have enough time to talk to each other. So that's a very important aspect of this gathering. Unplugged is about lots of people who've been plugged, connected, but haven't had a chance to meet face to face. So that's a huge dimension to this day. So I hope you have lots of opportunities to meet people that you've not met before, who you may know of, and to make new friends and new contacts and acquaintances. This follows Paris, London, and Utrecht. Paris and London, everybody goes, yeah, where's Utrecht? Everybody goes. It's just outside Amsterdam. And it was a spot that the Dutch said, this is where you want to go. This is a real nice place to go rather than be the city. So that's why we went to Utrecht. So we're here, we want to explore all our mutual interests in mind mapping. If there's anyone here who's not a mind mapper, you're very welcome. Okay, you're very, very welcome. You will not leave without being a mind mapper. You're surrounded. We want to build and cement relationships, as I said. And for me, this is actually an important day, because this is a symbol. San Francisco Unplugged, Bigger Plate Unplugged, is a symbol of what a family business can do with a bit of vision and ridiculous ambition. So we keep stretching ourselves beyond belief and then wondering what happened. But every time we do, people like you just gather around and support us. It's just fantastic. So I really want to thank you, first of all, for buying tickets. I particularly want to thank our speakers, who are fantastically good and coming all voluntarily. I think that's just wonderful comment. It's a commentary on the quality of the mind mapping community. I think the only other thing I want to do is a few domestics, so let me just do that. There's a clipboard going around. It's got a list of everybody's name, I hope. And it's really good if you could give us your geographical starting point for this trip. So I know one or two have come a long, 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 long way, and some are very local. But we'd really like to understand, because when we set this up, we did not have a clue how this works. Okay, so we'd like to learn. So if you'd be very kind during the course of the day and put your origin, your geographical origin, on that clipboard, that'd be really helpful. We also have in your pack a little sheet like this. So what we want you to do is put your mood in the top, and then hold it like that, and take a picture, and either tweet it or email it to us. And you'll notice in the pack there's a little competition prize for the one we judge the best. Actually, for all of them, that's true. We're not even going to judge. We didn't feel we know how to do that. Yes. We're not no good at judging. So just make you aware of that one. We also want you to post-it note. I hope there's a pad of post-it notes on every table. We'd like you to just post-it note any questions that you want to ask but we haven't got time to cover. And particularly if there are questions for us at Bigger Plate, because we'll loop back at the end of the day and try and cover all those. But inevitably, depending on the presentation, there'll be questions, maybe thoughts, perspectives, and we won't be able to cover them all. So if you scribble them on a post-it note, put them over on the wall over there. We'll try to gather up as many as we can in breaks and see if we can loop back and answer some of the questions. We also have, at the end of the day, I think we've labelled it in the pack, the World Cafe. So you represent the world for the purpose of this exercise. And we thought we would give you an opportunity in groups during that session to discuss some of the interesting questions. However, we couldn't make our mind up about what the groups might be. So I've put a few examples over here on the left. And I just said, what groups to discuss? And I put, would there be a group of developers? Might there be a group of product managers? Might there be a group from schools? Might there be a group? So whatever groups you think might be an interesting set to discuss the questions at the end of the day, if you write them up, then it'll make it a bit easier when we get to that session to just say, right, well, if you want one of those groups, get into those groups and let's have the discussion. Okay? I think that's it. So I can do nothing more than introduce the founder of Bigger Plate, Liam Hughes.